can feel it coming, troubles in the air. Oh my Lord, the light is going down and the week is here. Save my soul. Who's on with me now? Who's on with me now?
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. Today, we'll see one of the more dangerous passing offenses. The Ravens are top 10 in passing TDs, and they'll go against the Titans, who are very aware of what they'll be dealing with. With that, we'll send it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this Week 5 matchup.
Larry, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between our visitors and the Baltimore Ravens. They'll come out in the pistol. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. And here's the offense today that hopes to get off to a strong start. So what will they do? On the ground, through the air, let's see. 2nd and 9. The gun. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Well, the coaches mentioned they weren't as concerned about big play offense. They thought they could get some shorter, quicker stuff and be consistent. And that's kind of what they showed there.
What they saw in preparation, what they saw on film, is a defense that likes to get out fast in terms of coverage, meaning they either bail out or they give them a lot of space to throw their underneath stuff, so they decide they take advantage of it and worked on it hard in practice this week.
Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2, and that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8, now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They'll look to throw here. And that will be caught, but out of bounds. Out of bounds, ruled incomplete here. And here are the defensive starters, and their coordinator is hoping that they have short-term memories from last week.
A very tough week indeed, Brandon. All they want to do now is be solid right out of the gate. No big plays given up early.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Pretty close.
They come out here in the eye. And now here's a carry heading left. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellently nice run.
Now back to throw. Going for the deep ball. Oh, wide open. Complete. Touchdown, Titans. Their big tight end. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans have taken a first-quarter lead. Now after the touchdown, Drew Kaiser to boot it away. And out of bounds there on the kick. Shepard will go in motion right. And they'll go on the ground. And some room to work. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one goes for 36 yards.
And that's why defense coordinators always preach 11 guys to the ball. Because sometimes you have a missed tackle, but if you have a swarm of guys around, less room for them to roam even after the first missed tackle. In this case, tackle was missed, plenty of open field to get after that.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop them cold. Nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense. And what a big-time play there.
One receiver left, three to the right. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. It's caught. Lockett. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
That was a nice completion on an out route. And those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Their big-bodied receiver. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Titan offense now working their way back onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And now this offensive unit, we get a look at their starters. They put up good numbers last week, looking to carry that forward.
Yeah, Brandon, they saw the numbers from last week. They expect to at least replicate them. They think that they can put up bigger numbers this week. They are a confident bunch.
They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
All right, I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. So from the 40 to the 45, 5-yard run.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
You have to give big-time credit to the cornerback on that play. Most of them like to just sit back and say, I'm playing pass. But he diagnosed that play so fast and got into the backfield for a loss of yardage. That's a monster play by a corner.
Defense looking to hold serve one last time here on 3rd and 7. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He completes it to Bryant. And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's got time. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line. With the former Volunteer Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Titans with the football here to begin quarter number 2. They've got a second down at 5 here to start things out. They come out here in the eye. He'll drop to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up third down on the sack. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. He'll look to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Oh, long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. 1st down and goal. The offense knocking on the door. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
They'll drop to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Titans have taken the lead. Now after the touchdown, Drew Kaiser to boot it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
It's a 4-receiver look, all to the left side. Now this time he'll look to throw. To Shepard, complete over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Shift together here from the D-line. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
You have to love and admire the effort because he almost broke free in the backfield, but you also have to love and admire what the defense did. Swarmed the play and made sure he couldn't get anywhere. A loss of yardage.
2nd down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Offense trying to avoid stalling out, facing a 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Tyreek Hill on the return. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. And the Titans getting set to go. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
15 yards through the air and a first down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. And it looks like this will likely be the last play before we hit the 2-minute warning.
Let's see if they can sneak one more good play in before the 2-minute signal.
They'll set up to throw. And Bryant's got it over the middle. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. We're back to Baltimore after this. So a 3rd and 9 and 6 defensive backs out there in the dime.
Patrolling the passing lanes.
Well, when this ball's tipped and intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And the Ravens taking the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Being chased out left. Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often...
And the Titans going to signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So a fumble on 2nd down. They're able to maintain possession, brings up 3rd. It's a 4-receiver look to the right side. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Looking right sideline, that's complete. 18 yards there and a first down.
Everything about that play was beautiful. A great corner route with the receiver. Worked the defensive back inside and then broke back to the outside to the corner. But how about the throw by the quarterback? Anticipation on the break from inside to outside. He threw the football. As the receiver turned around, the ball greeted him.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
2nd down and 4. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now back to throw. It's hauled in by Shepard. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And they're going to speed things up here. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Steps away to his left. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. The Titans offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it, no one got it. And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's got time in the pocket. And his throw here is incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. He was looking for Dorial Green-Beckham, and that brings up 4th down. To punt it away on 4th down, here's Drew Kaiser. Taking it about the 36. 35 yards that time on the punt. And possession will change here with very little time remaining until halftime. And now here come the Ravens. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense now, they get set to head back out here. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you. You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Time to tighten up the seatbelt just a little bit, partner, because that was a safety that crashed in there and made that play behind the line of scrimmage. How about that pursuit?
Here we go. No, Jack, Patriot.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And out of bounds, this will depend on where they spot it, and they'll say at the 45. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half, and you just tell your guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do in the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. And they still need 8 yards for the first here on second down.
Let's go.
On play action, they'll throw. And this is Shepard on the catch. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. 23 yards on the play. Really nice little connection there. They go with the corner route, and it works out well.
And the best way to set up the corner route is to throw slants throughout the ball game so that when you're able to get back outside, the defender has to respect the inside game.
He'll drop to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So 2nd and 10 here. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
He lost 6 there on the first down play.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
One of the best routes, one of the favorite routes of any play caller. He just ran that one. Nice little angle route. That's supposed to be a catch, and usually it is, and the running back dropped it.
Yeah, I mean, he's a running back, but he's got hands. He should have caught it. Out of the gun now on third down. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash, this from 37. And McManus able to put it through. And they take a 17-14 lead. So he missed a field goal earlier, but he says not this time, and he's able to knock it through to give his guys 3.
And that's all you want as a kicker, a chance to redeem yourself. You got to have a short memory if you're going to survive at this level, and he's able to get back on track.
Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Second down following the run.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a third down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain. And fit's the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic. So anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Trying to lay one up deep. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, when someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? You're exactly right. It takes some fortitude to call that type of a play, but when it doesn't work, oh boy, you wish you hadn't. Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's third down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. Out come the Titans now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run.
And he's going to be taken down. He's sacked on the final play of this third quarter. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Now a handoff looking right. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
And they get 14 yards there and a first down. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
And there's a good opportunity to just want to ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
Now they try the right side here. Fighting through. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
All right, now, look at 56. Look at 56.
On 3rd and short, going with their tight end. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 18 on that one. And the Titans are going to have a first.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block.
Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Titans have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, Drew Kaiser to boot it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first-level run, and it was stopped by a second-level player.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Offense in a good spot here, 2nd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Back to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Tyler Lockett was the target there, and it's 4th down. Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down.
Let's go. Next round. Next round. There we go.
It's a 4-receiver look all to the left side. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. The Titans offense now, they get ready to do battle again here. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and
now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. That one looks like he'll throw here. And he slings one that's incomplete. And on 2nd and 10 now. Now a handoff looking right. And that play will... And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. That'll be their 2nd, so 1 more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. Wonder what's in the offensive playbook on 3rd and 13. We're about to find out. They give it off here to the tight end. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And now a high kick here as he'll try to hang it up there. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. 1 possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this.
He's got a man complete. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
How many practices we watched over time where the offense works on scoring late in the game and finding a way to win, as we just saw there?
Just saw it right there. Now can they preserve that advantage that they just got? After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Titan offense now working their way back onto the field. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. 1 to get yourself in position for the second one. Whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
Let's see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. He's back to throw. Surveying the field. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Ravens, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.
Call it, Babe Ruth ball it. Your boyfriend's got a cauliflower and I'm a... So sue me, who you, Judge Judy? Stacking the rubies, if life was a movie, then you could just call me the Goonies. You're not relevant, trolling on the internet, no respect. Haven't moved out of your parents' basement yet. Big neck, coming with the beat that's gonna break your neck.